This will be a brief promotion of the act Death's Dynamic Shroud and their absolutely brilliant 2021 release, Faith in Persona. One of the most exciting, interesting, re-listenable, and entertaining albums I have heard in the 2020s thus far. Based upon the reception, especially in Rate Your Music, I suspect a lot of people agree, but rather than you having to scroll through text on a Wikipedia article, allow me to read it out for you here, because this summarises it better than I will. We all know that. Death's Dynamic Shroud, also known as Death's Dynamic Shroud.wmv, under specific releases, is an American electronic and vaporwave trio consisting of James Webster, Tech Honors, and Keith Rankin. The band releases a large amount of music regularly as sample-driven mixtapes under the .wmv moniker, in addition to releasing more standard mainline albums. The band's inception is regarded to have been in 2013, following the addition of Keith Rankin. However, James Webster and Tech Honors had been creating music together independently for several years prior. In 2017, with the release of their album Heavy Black Heart, the group used the name Death's Dynamic Shroud for mainline albums, and Death's Dynamic Shroud.wmv for their New World mixtape series. During the 2000s and early 2010s, pre-2013, Webster, Honors, and Rankin were active within the Dayton, Ohio music scene. Since their teen, Honors and Webster played together in the space rock band The Sailing, with Honors on vocals and keyboard, and Webster on vocals and guitar. In early 2011, Rankin founded Orange Milk Records with Seth Graham. During the same time period, and through 2013, Honors Webster, along with other collaborators such as Rankin and the Sailing bandmate Michael Kirkland, took turns writing and publishing a song a day to SoundCloud under the pseudonym Rebecca Peak. Honors and Webster would later release albums compiling tracks from each month through Bandcamp, 3 of which were given official cassette releases via Squid's Eye tapes. Certain songs from the project would later be re-released or rearranged by the collaborators under different aliases. In 2012, Honors and Webster founded Ghost Diamond as a way to fuel their collaborative work. The band members would continue to release more works under various labels and aliases, both as groups and individuals, and would lead to interest in vaporwave. Early 2014 would see the release of the first project under the Death's Dynamic Shroud.wmv name, Online, which heavily samples the Shenmue soundtrack and was produced by Webster alone. This would start a series of vaporwave mixtapes produced individually by Honors and Webster, known as the New World mixtapes. In 2015, the album I'll Try Living Like This was released digital and CDR. Unlike previous Death's Dynamic Shroud albums by Rankin or Webster, I'll Try Living Like This was not produced using the Porter Studio in order to complement the CDR release. It was ranked number 15 out of 50 on Fact Magazine's The Top 50 Best Albums of 2015. In 2017, they released Heavy Black Heart under Orange Milk Records and marked the group's first album with all 3 members working together. It also marked a slight departure from vaporwave's typically lo-fi production while still retaining its sample-heavy roots. The band regards the release as an inflection point that defined their creative structure and saw more standardization of release names and collaborations. In late 2020, the New World Mixtape Club, a Bandcamp subscription service which allowed members access to exclusive Death's Dynamic Shroud mixtapes on a monthly basis, was open to the public. For the first year of the Mixtape Club, mixtapes were produced by Honors and Webster, alternating each month. Rankin would release his first mixtape for the club, Faith in Persona, on November 1st, 2021, to favourable reviews and marked a turning point in the group's visibility. It would be released on Spotify and Apple Music a month later. In early 2022, the band announced a new mainline album titled Dark Life, again featuring contributions from all 3 members, which was later released in September to positive reviews. The album was praised for being ambitious and unlike most contemporary electronic music releases. I certainly think that if you're a fan of electronic music, unusual sorts of genres, and just whack psychedelia in general, perhaps, there's a lot to love in Faith in Persona. I think it will be one of the more interesting and unique listens of your day if you're going about it. I guarantee it. This is an endorsement of both Faith in Persona and the artist that is behind it, Death's Dynamic Shroud, or Death's Dynamic Shroud.wmv rather. Absolutely brilliant, highly recommended. Come here to complain if you don't like it. Avoid it if you dislike electronic music significantly, or electronic music isn't entirely, completely formal or conventional, say. Otherwise, I think there's something to be had from this. I really do. I'll definitely be spending a lot more time with this before the year is done. That's for certain. Thanks again, my friends. Have the best possible day and night you have ever imagined.